Well, I can't say this has happened before, but calling on top of a leagues club, unreal. Welcome to Kippax Oval. I'm James Robertson, and you're joining me for the under-16s and under-18s, both the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups, respectively, here for Country Rugby League and the Country Championships. Today we have action between the Monaro Colts and the Riverina Bulls in both 16s and 18s action. We'll go through the 16s side for the Monaro Colts. At fullback is Ty Dodal. He is the captain. On the wings, Connor Harrison and Elia Georgievski. In the centres, Kurt Zeidlins and Regan Hurley. In the halves, Jackson Gilbert and Mitch Evans. Locking the scrum is Bradley Terry, the second rowers of Damien Chamberlain and Keegan Kenny. In the front row, Jake Bolland, Cody McCallum and Nicholas Navarro. On the bench, Jacob Lehigh, Zem Azapati, Jack McDougall and Jacob Steen. Lachlan Turner, unfortunately, missing the side. As the Riverina Bulls come out, led by their captain, Travis Barrett Hancock. Their side is David Oatey at fullback, Jack Little and Isaac Piv on the wings. That man we just mentioned, Barrett Hancock, in the centres, his partner, Benjamin Rumble. In the halves, Logan Collins and Bobby Jones. Locking the scrum is Mitchell Prest with Marcus Blair and Dylan McCartney in the second row. And up front, we have William Roworth, Charlie Corcoran and Fiati Tau Nihai. On the bench, William Hurst, Riley Seraphin, Josh Code, Cody McInerney, and we have a few extended bench players. We'll see if they get on the field in 24, Brady Mershty, and 26, Seth Robbins. Quite a warm day here in the nation's capital. Not a cloud in the sky, so we should see some entertaining rugby league from both these sides in the southern pool. Try and get through a few results if we can at the change of halves. See where both teams sit in the southern pool, leading in around 4 and 5 before the finals kick off. Your referee is Michael Booth, and we are underway through the boot of the number 12, Dylan McCartney, and Monaro will have to work their way away from their own line, and a big hit to start things on the captain, Ty Dodal. A real captain's knock so early. Pretty decent crowd here at Kippax. Watching both these teams do battle as Monaro, they make their way up over the 30-metre line. Pretty decent start here for the Colts through the hands of their halfback, Evans. Now it's Chamberlain. Try and get through some of these junior clubs as well. Always nice to give them a bit of a rap, a bit of a mention, as Evans from Queen Bean. Oh, that looked quite ugly. Jack Little, I hope he's all right. Did a bit of a flip, but at the end of the day, he's lost the football, and Monaro, they will get great possession to start things here. Like I said, not a cloud in the sky that I could see at all. Blue as blue could be. You know, when it's clear and warm, you're going to get some entertaining rugby league. It looks like the 6, Jackson Gilbert, he'll feed the scrum here for Monaro. On their first attacking opportunity, through the hands, Evans. Now Dodal. He finds Chamberlain out there on that left edge. That'll be McCallum through the hands. Now for Terry. And a good run there by Terry. So inside the 10 of the Riverina Bulls are the Colts. And, oh, just when I thought they were going on an attacking raid to this left-hand side, an unfortunate error. And that'll result in possession for the Riverina Bulls. The scrum fed there by Logan Collins. his halves partner, Bobby Jones, both from West Wyalong. So hopefully a combination there that can be successful not only today, but for the rest of the tournament. So come out to the right-hand side, a short ball from the dummy half, linking up with his back rower. That's Dylan McCartney, the man that got us underway here today. Now pressed. Now towards the short side. Nice use of hands there. And here goes the 5. Isaac Piv gets the ball back on the inside. But we're going to see an error. So early expansive play from the Riverina side, but equally good defence from Monaro. And that results as a scrum on the 40-metre line, Monaro's side of the field. Evans to feed the scrum. Monaro looking to complete a set here, maybe put on a bit of pressure. There's a bit of a breeze, comes over Kippax Oval. Try not to force an error in the scrum as the Colts come away with the ball. The captain are now out to the right-hand side, opposite of the broadcast side. Nice quick run there. That appears to be the captain in Dodal. So McCallum now out for the halfback. Look to have a bit of an overlap here. There's the 4. Hurley. He's put down 12 metres out from the line of the Riverina Bulls. Now for Evans. Here's Terry. Strong running early from Terry. Last tackle signal by the referee. Comes out to the right-hand side. A nice short ball. Can they get over? Can he muscle his way over? It was Keegan Kenny. And no, it'll be called a changeover. Unfortunately, didn't get the ball on the line. But a nice place to hand the ball over nonetheless. Nice pass there from Jackson Gilbert. He just tried to get over the line, Kenny, but unfortunately short. But now the Bulls trying to work it away from their own end. And a good one-on-one tackle there. Looks to be the 13 in Bradley Terry. Good ball and all tackle. The Bulls resorting to a short side raid. Nothing really doing there. Just trying to make it into Monaro territory as they do there. They'll be looking for Collins or Jones. It's Collins on this occasion with the headgear, who kicks it down the field and caught by Dodal, the captain. Beats one. Still going. And a nice run there. Decent field position here for the Colts. Here's McCartney. Lots of early involvement and an error there. It was actually Damien Chamberlain. So a good opportunity for the Bulls now to put on some pressure. And I can't say it was as bad as last week in St Mary's. That wind played havoc throughout both games in the Andrew Johnson-Laurie Daley Cup. I think it's just going to be a slight breeze as the halfback came up looking for the intercept. But had the dummy and run himself there, William Hurst, who appears to be a part of the starting side out there. As Corcoran, oh, good hit. Who was that? The 4, Regan Hurley. Really good tackle, and he's shaken up. Mitchell Prest. He has not moved. Really winded there. Trainer's getting out to him. Hopefully he's all right for the Riverina Bulls' sake as we come back to play. And there's Marcus Blair out on that left edge for the Bulls. Now for Collins. Offload, and a good one of that. The prop forward beats the tackle, Roworth. Now signalling the last. Nice play there from the dummy half. Can we see our first points here? We do. A nice string of passes, and it's Benjamin Rumble from Cootamundra who gets over the line. Opening points here for the Riverina Bulls. 4 points to 0 over the Monaro Colts. It was nice work from the dummy half there. Charlie Corcoran out to Logan Collins and a few other passes. Just really nice teamwork there. And Benjamin Rumble gets his way over the line. I do believe from memory he was here last year with the Riverina Bulls. We do see a lot of these players go up to SG Ball and Harold Matts in their respective NRL bases. Some players stay down and get to represent these clubs for the right to play in the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cup. So Dylan McCartney, by no means an easy conversion. He'll do his best to get it over. Decent strike, and well, it felt like a bit of wind, but I think it just directed quite nicely through the uprights. Conversion successful, and the Rumble try puts Riverina up by 6. And really the Riverina Bulls' first chance on the goal line of the Colts, and they get points. The opening 10 minutes of this one, 6 points to 0. And Connor Harrison gets us back underway. And well, he set up the try earlier, but he's just dropped the football. Logan Collins. And he'll gift a wonderful opportunity here for the Colts. Really are coach killers, those sort of plays. It's not really what you do, it's how you respond. Well, let's see what the Riverina Bulls can do here in defence as the Colts go on an attack. Can he get it down? He looks to do so. Keegan Kenny. Ball over the line, underneath the goalposts. And from the scrum, from the error made by Logan Collins, the Monaro Colts, they hit straight back. Great work there by Mitch Evans. He'll be the one to take the conversion from Queen Bean United. A lot of players I can think of from Queen Beam, Terry Campese being one of them, a Raiders legend. Pretty straightforward for Evans. The flags go up and we have a 6-all scoreline. And literally, they hit straight back. Moments later, about 90 seconds. So McCartney to get us back underway. What are we going to see off the kickoff? A big strong run. Looks like Nicholas Navarro out there, the big long curls. Nice warm 27 degrees. It feels a lot warmer than that, I can tell you that right now. But how will that heat come into play later into the game when fatigue sets in? Only early days yet. So they'll try and make the most of it. We'll see when the interchanges start to come on. So go through the hands, and God, he's been in everything early on, Keegan Kenny. a try scorer and really strong ball runner. Now the kick here from Evans. Chasing is the captain, but David Oddie is underneath it. Takes it pretty comfortably. They're 20 metres out from their own line. The winger Isaac Piv attempting to help out his forwards. Maybe signs of early fatigue. It has been a pretty fast game. A sense of skill by all players on display. Was it an offload? No, the referees called it a knock-on. Trying to get that ball free. There was a player free. It just couldn't hold on to it. Couldn't direct the pass the way he wanted to. And Mitchell Press, he gives the Monaro Colts another opportunity to go in front. Let's see what they've got. They've only got one player on the short side, but that's the side that they do come. The fullback wraps around, tries to use his strength to get past the centre three-quarter there in Rumble. Was unable to do so. In this back row pairing for the Monaro Colts, Chamberlain and Kenny seem to be the danger men here for them. Here comes Navarro. Driven back in a 4, make it 3-man tackle. Now for McCallum, they come down the short side. Nice pass. But Chamberlain couldn't make the most of it. Directing around the troops is Evans. Look to go the short side again, but they opt to go the long side. Here's Dowdle. Could they score here? Beats one. Can he get over the line? No, the referee says held up. Zeidlins couldn't get over it. And, I couldn't see who it was, but a great defensive effort to keep the Monaro Colts out. But they do have one more play here. Comes to Evans. Grub a kick into the in goal and taken well there by Otti. But the pressure will not ease. They're going to have to work it away from their own end. Nice offload in their own half. In their own red zone. Dangerous, but it pays off. The outside back's trying to help out the forwards still. Let's see when we get Riley Seraph and Josh Code. I saw big Cody McInerney warming up. He could be a bit of trouble for the Monaro Colts. Nice pass out here on the right edge. Piv still going, trying to keep in field. But a great tackle there. Elliot Georgievski on his opposite number. Great battle there on the wing. Just see the early ball that Isaac Piv has gotten early in this contest, and Georgievski, he forced an error before, and that time pushes Piv into touch. So I've got Georgievski 2-zip at the moment, but I'm sure Isaac Piv, with the talent that he has, can try and square the ledger. Be a good battle all afternoon. Nice little wrap-around play. And we could see the speed of the centre three-quarter. He beats one, beats two. He's got support on his outside. Is he going to need it? Great tackle. Zeidlins. And now we're going to see an incorrect play the ball. And they're just going to rule it a knock-on. And thank goodness I've got about 50 pence in my bag. It's not all smooth sailing every time, but a great contest we've seen so far, 6-all. About 13 minutes left to go in the first half. Just a bit of an arm wrestle, the pendulum swinging. Which team is it going to sway in favour of? The Bulls got a lot of work to do to get out of their own end. And they'll leave it to Benjamin Rumble. Seems to have a lot of importance in this team on this left-hand side. Trying to break the tackle, the 5'8". Couldn't get free. Quick play the ball. But try to play it a bit too quick. And Charlie Corcoran Unfortunately making the error there for the Bulls. So get another opportunity here for the Colts. And probably had more of the possession down this end. They just haven't been able to capitalise. So Evans once again to feed the scrum. Let's see what sort of trick plays they've got up their sleeve. Scrum plays seem to be their thing. Now for the back rower, Keegan Kenny. Left-hand Chamberlain, very strong opening. Get a few more minutes out of them before a potential interchange. There's Dodal. So come out to the left-hand side, looking for that short ball again. But a good tackle there by Rumble on Hurley. They come out to the short side again. Are we going to see that battle again between the two wingers? No. Few plays in the tackle there of Chamberlain. Now the last. Little kick. Great catch by the big man. Tries to look for an offload. Opts to hold it and run and beat tackles and still going. Great catch. Great cat-like reflexes. And an even better run there by Roworth. They'll be patting him on the back on the bench when he comes off. If he comes off, but a nice spread out to the left-hand side now. And Little didn't have much room to move. Now for Barrett Hancock. So the Bulls seeming to be on a bit of a roll, but well, above the horizontal. No, offside. Thought it might have been in a bit of a dangerous position, but a nice quick tap, and the Bulls come on the attack again. Just have a feeling that they're going to come out to the right-hand side. Physical contact there. Probably the two biggest players on the park. Cody McInerney, that's the bloke that's on. And now here we go. Josh Code. Bulls into the red zone. What can they do? Through the hands, holds it up, tries to beat the fullback. Did he get it down? I believe he did. It's the 5'8" Logan Collins. Some nice fancy footwork and got the ball down. And the Riverina side, after soaking up a bit of pressure on their own goal line, they go 4 points in front. I thought we were going to see the wide pass there out to Isaac Piv, so he could square the ledger against Elliot Georgievski. But the instant impact of these two bench forwards that have come on, Josh Code and Cody McInerney. Don't forget the run that started it all by William Roworth. The catch and run. We'll see Mitchell Prest take over the goal kicking. Some changes being made by the Colts as well. We see Sam Azzopardi coming on. In fact, no, he's been called back. We're going to see Jack McDougall stand on the sideline, look to come into the action. But we'll resume with the lock forward, Mitchell Prest. Right on that hash mark. So about 10 metres in from touch, 20 metres out from the goal line. Decent shot, but away to the left-hand side. So the score remains 10-6. The try to Logan Collins. And 8 minutes till half-time. That could be a handy lead, 4 points heading into the break. So might see a short kickoff. There's a lot of players out here to the left, and potentially looking for a kick just deep into the corner. And here comes Code. Good early contact there. Needed to be. Early pass. But Collins, the try scorer, couldn't get away. Now looking for Code again, looking to draw the man was Corcoran. They really fancy this right-hand side. Down the short side once again for about the third time in the set. But a good legs tackle there by Chamberlain. He likes getting the ball in his hands quite a lot, Collins. Here's the kick from Hurst. Down into the corner, and here's Georgievski. And he's forced back, and a good tackle there by Benjamin Rumble. And the 24 is also on, Brody Mershty. Both teams looking to lift. Not literally. God, he could have been in a real dangerous position there, but Jacob Leahigh on, and here is McDougall, and a good hit by the 10, knee-high. We're seeing some really big hits and some interchanges made. So some exhaustion setting in early into the first half. Here's the kick from Mitch Evans. Pressure, but well taken there by Otti. And a one-on-one tackle by the one on the one, Ty Dodal. Now Rumble moves forward over his own 20-metre line, out of the red zone. They come. Now for Barrett Hancock. I'd say the impact of the Riverina bench has been felt here by the Monaro Colts. The 5'8", beats 2 tackles, beats 3, beats 4, still going, and a great run there. Logan Collins again scored a try and just wants to impact the game any way he can. Now out to the right-hand side, and Piv. Well, he had his chance there. He had a bit of space against Georgievski, but just couldn't get his hands to the football in time. And he's forced it over into touch. And the Colts, with 5 to go, will get the ball in an opportunity to go down into the Bulls' end. We're watching the Under-16s Andrew Johns Cup Country Championship streamed through Bar TV Sports on Facebook Live. Of course, the only way you can watch both Andrew Johns Cup, Laurie Daley Cup, and the 23s and Women's League tag when that gets underway, I believe in about 2 or 3 weeks, so exciting times. But we're here with round 3 of the Andrew Johns Cup, and the Bulls lead the Colts 10 points to 6. But the Colts will be looking to get on the board before half-time to, if not square the score, go in the lead by 2. Here's McDonald. Gets the ball away. Hurley. Good solid defence there on the right-hand edge. Haven't seen much on the far side of the ground. They've been locked into this broadcast side of the ground. We don't see a short side play on that occasion, but we do see some nice footwork, and he's almost to the line. Didn't take the temptation, and now they forced an error. And Riverina now have the football. Well, he didn't take the temptation, Bradley Terry, to get over the line. It might have been double movement. But then they force an error off the quick play the ball, the Bulls. I believe they'll end up with the football in their own end. Ball not yet out of the scrum. Now it is. Maybe the Bulls will be happy with this lead that they have of 4 points. It's Tawanihi. Now for Hurst. Straight through. Hurst. In fact, no, it's the 24. Murchie. Both very similar running styles. Now for Prest. Gets the offload away. Touched there by Monaro, so it should be ball remaining with the Riverina Bulls. Play on his call. And now here comes the 8 again. We saw him run before. We know he's got power. And I think they're calling a double knock on here. Or in fact, they play the advantage and it should be a Monaro Colts football. And the scrum will be with the Monaro Colts. Must have got a call from the touch judge. If so, very good eyes. As we tick down into the 2 minutes remaining. See what the Colts have got for the remainder of the first half. Nonetheless, it's been an exciting battle out here on this left-hand side, right-hand side combination towards the broadcast. Here we go. Down that left-hand side I just mentioned. And Hurley, after a string of passes, Dodal got it away. But the Bulls' defence holds, for now at least. Here's Chamberlain. Perhaps they look for a kick to the corner of Connor Harrison. Haven't really seen any football out there besides a few runs. We've seen Zeidlins a couple of times. They come out to the right-hand side now. Dodal, Zeidlins, bit of footwork. Taken by 3. Now for the lock forward, Terry. Last tackle. Plenty of options both sides. Comes to Evans. Now for Dodal. Now a pass to the centre. Can he get over? And again, good defence. It was the fullback, Otti, on Regan Hurley. And with 40 seconds left, I think the Bulls are safe in assuming that they'll lead by 4 at half-time. He is Roworth. Tremendous in the first half. Now coming out of his own end is Little. To a knee high. And they'll get one more play. What do they choose to do? Well, they'll just choose to run the ball, take the tackle. And that is the end of the first half here at Kippax West Belconnen. 10 points to 6. The Riverina Bulls lead the Monaro Colts. The try scorers Benjamin Rumble and Logan Collins, with Dylan McCartney converting 1 goal and Mitchell Press unsuccessful with his conversion. As the Colts, they scored through Keegan Kenny and the conversion was successful from Mitch Evans. We'll be back quite shortly with the second half of the action. Go get a cold beverage, come back and resume watching the Under-16s Andrew Johns Cup. Welcome back for the second half. I hope you've grabbed your cold beverage, whatever it may be. I choose water in this weather, 27 degrees, very warm. But might opt for the chocolate milk as well. A good first half, 10 points to 6. Much of the same from both sides. Maybe some minor improvements, but we could see it. Oh, it's a funky start for the Riverina Bulls, and after such an impressive first half, William Raworth, he couldn't really do much there. It bounced over the head of one player, and he just had to do something with it, and unfortunately goes dead in goal. So it'll be a line dropout and a great opportunity for the Monaro Colts to potentially score, but if not, build pressure. They tried to do a lot of that in the first half. We see McDougall. The Bulls' defence was very good, and it seems like any opportunity they got, they made the most of it. So the Colts perhaps need to get better at that in the second half. They got a great opportunity to do so, 22 metres out from the Riverina Bulls line as we come out to the left-hand side, and it's Regan Hurley who goes to within about 7 of the line. With plenty of plays up their sleeve. Now for McDougall again. Second touch in the set. And well, he's made a meal of that one. So a good start from the Colts is all undone. But the Bulls, that's what they've done in this game. Excuse me. That's what they've done in this game. They've been really good defensively and then worked off the back of that. And if they get an opportunity, they score. Haven't had a lot of opportunities, but made the most of 2 of them. We see Barrett Hancock. Maybe these players just stick to the broadcast side of the ground. So maybe we might see some more of Barrett Hancock and Zeidelins. Nice quick set to start off things, and showing a lot of skill is Raworth. He's a big boy, big runner of the football, and throwing the dummy. Half-time break, I just saw a highlight of Warrington Wolves prop forward Chris Hill throwing a flick pass. I think if something of that nature happens, you should be banned from playing in the front row. But Raworth, he's done a really good job for his team. And here he is again, trying to barnstorm his way over the defence. I think it might have been a repeat set there as well, so the Bulls have it for a longer period of time. And, well, no, they don't. Look to play the ball a bit too quick. That was Murchie from Griffith Waratahs. And they trade errors in their opening sets. And the Colts will have to work it away from their own end. Great to see these young kids out here, though. All very talented. Trying to make the most of their selection in these teams. Potentially looking towards the future at jersey flag, or a bit of a juggle there. Now a penalty, and a well-needed one. We haven't seen that many penalties from memory. Maybe a couple in the first half, but one for the Colts there. Now look to drive this kick well towards halfway. That's exactly where the touch judge puts his flag up. So midway. And we resume play through the back rower, Keegan County, him and Chamberlain, probably the most impressive in this Monaro Colts side in the first half. And good tackle there again. Just seems to get better and better as this game goes on, Raworth. He's played many minutes as well. There's the opposite back row in Chamberlain. Now for Evans, McDougall. Locked up by a few defenders. And now straight through the gap. Oh! Too easy, far too easy for the lock forward, Brad Terry. Blink and you'll miss it. It was a pass and Brad Terry was straight through. And well, that's a try that the Colts needed. They get this game locked up once again at 10 apiece. Brad Terry from the Valley Dragons. A few Valley Dragons in this side here today. Connor Harrison, Jackson Gilbert, the 5'8", Jake Bolland, Nicholas Navarro, Brad Terry, Jacob Lehigh, Zam Azapati, Jack McDougall and Jacob Steen. So very familiar with one another. I believe it's Connor Harrison, the jersey number 2, the left winger. To convert the try, 10 out, flags up, and Monaro take a 2-point lead. And just go through the first half try scorers again. Keegan Kenny for the Monaro Colts, converted by Mitch Evans. Ben Rumble and Logan Collins for the Riverina Bulls. McCartney successful with the first, and then Mitch Prest unfortunately unsuccessful with the second. So we could be all tied up, but a one unsuccessful conversion for the Bulls has cost them 2 points. Lucky not to be penalised there, the number 9. Thought he was offside, and here goes McDougall. A big strong run. Naro with a bit of fire after the break. Through the hands again, beating tackles. Of course, he's been very good, Damien Chamberlain. Lehigh. Out to the short side they come again. This is Azapati. The Valley Dragons teammates linking up. Now what do they look to do as they're on halfway? Good front on tackle there by Travis. Barrett Hancock forces him back. One-on-one on his opposite in Kurt Zeidlins. They come back to the short side again. Now here's Connor Harrison. He's on his opposite. But he gets a bit of help. It's tackle 6. Couldn't get the kick away. Don't even think he was looking for a kick. Did they know it was the last tackle? I surely didn't. I'm just being honest. But the Riverina Bulls, they come away with the ball. So engrossed in this contest. 21 and a half minutes to go. Good run. Again, he's been so busy. And I think finally after the first half an hour and then 8.5 minutes, he's going to get a well-earned break. As the Bulls continue with the football. Last tackle, 25 metres out. He's a bit of an awkward kick, but I guess it worked out the way he wanted. And the Colts will be forced yet again to work it out from their own end. Perhaps the direction, but not the execution that the 9 was looking for from the Bulls on that kick. Charlie Corcoran. Just have a look at the ladder here in the Southern Pool in the Andrew Johns Cup. See where we stand. So the Western Rams are on top. They are the defending champions of both the Southern Pool and the whole competition. And we have the Monaro Colts, 1 win, 1 draw. Of course, they drew with the Penrith Panthers, I believe, in round 1 of the competition. So they'll be looking to get a win today. And the Panthers and the Riverina Bulls 1 win, 1 loss apiece. So a win could do very well for both sides. More so for the Riverina Bulls side, and they get a penalty that, well, that'll help them get out of their own end and into the half of the Monaro Colts. And don't go anywhere with the conclusion of this game. We have the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup following. Between these two sides, once again, the Monaro Colts and the Riverina Bulls. Some familiar faces for myself. Tristan, Eldridge, Ash Naidu. The Riverina Bulls looking to do well in the 18s competition, but remaining with the 16s, and some nice passing through the hands. And here we go, Jack Little. Good bump off there on Connor Harrison. Looking to make the most again of this possession. They did that so well in the first half. Marcus Blair. They come out to the short side. We're going to see a grubber into the corner. Thankfully, for my sake, I couldn't really see anything, but it goes out into the in-goal area, and it's going to be a 20-metre tap for the Monaro Colts. Jack Little looking to get onto that ball, but just a bit too much weight on that kick from Bobby Collins from West Wyalong. Here comes McDougall, being really good off the bench. These rangy Colts back rowers just doing a job for them. Navarro, he's done well as well. It's been their back row that's really stood up and laid a platform for the outside backs. As well as Jacob Lehigh, good service out of dummy half. Back on the inside for Dodal. Now for Regan Hurley, trying to get outside his opposite. But again, great defence. He's been really good all day, Benjamin Rumble. So the Colts inside the 40. They go through the hands, and here's a kick from McDougall. Really a nothing kick, an awkward bounce though for Little. Gets away from one, tried to get his use his speed to get around another in Sidelands. Good marker defence, but an offload. Now they look to hold on to the football. Here's McInerney. And a really good run. He's still going, needed support. I reckon he could have got that out the back door and the Bulls could have been away. Is that Seraphin? No, it's a lock forward in Mitchell Prest. Good to see some interchange players on the field. But there's the 9, Corcoran. Jones. Collins. Awkward pass. Could be kicked. Zeidlins. Was he tackled without the football? It's still play on. Which way is the ref going to rule it? Knock on to the Colts, double knock on. We're going to have a scrum the way of the Riverina Bulls. Michael Booth, he's done a fantastic job here officiating this game here this afternoon. I forgot to mention at the start of the broadcast, the two touch judges, Liam Richardson and Zach McDonald, saw a play in the first half, a call from the touch judge. So a really good effort there from all involved officiating this game. And I can tell you now, I should have packed the sunscreen. It is still pretty warm out here. 27, feels like it's about 35. As the Riverina Bulls make their way into the half of the Monaro Colts through Brody Mershty. Now through the hands, here's McInerney. Good one-on-one tackle. It was Kenny in there. Now they come. Quick play over the top. Can they get it down? The Bulls. Excuse me, but a great try nonetheless from Fiata Tawanihai. Just a nice quick play the ball. Charlie Corcoran got the pass to Fiatai Tawanihai. Of Fiata Tawanihai. Andrew Voss could vouch for this Doesn't matter how many years in the game you've been doing it, the names don't get any easier. And it doesn't get any easier there for Tawanihai with the try, putting the Riverina Bulls back in front. Who's going to take the conversion? It'll be the halfback, Bobby Jones. So a bit of a rotation of kickers. Mitchell Prest, he was unsuccessful with their last conversion from the try of Logan Collins. So they're going to try the halfback on this occasion, just tending to the try scorer, Tawanihai. Hopefully he's all right. Perhaps just a untied shoelace, but the halfback kicks the ball and goes where it needs to, straight between the sticks. A 4-point lead. Now, if you remember from the coverage of last week's game, in the under-18s, we saw a draw play out between the Penrith Panthers and the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, and it was a try late in the piece by Kane Ball that set up a potential game tire. We don't have any golden point in the under 16s or 18s, so a draw is a draw, 1 point apiece to each side. So it'll be interesting with that result to see how this game plays out and if we potentially see a draw here today, but both teams will be looking for the win. The Bulls a really good set after points. Here's the try scorer, Tawanihai. Gets the offload away. Corcoran tried to beat the tackle, did. Still going, Corcoran. The 16 out there is Josh Code. Now they come away to the left-hand side. Can they get the ball away to the centre? No. Barrett Hancock tried to get it around the corner. Here's the kick, a little chip dab into the in-goal. Taken nicely by Dodal. And he looks like he's got a lot of speed. Tries to break through the tackle. Still going up over the 20. As we see the 18s walking around on the touchline. We see a penalty. A much-needed one for the Monaro Colts to get out of their own end. And a shallow kick for touch. Like I said, some of the names we'll see in the next game. Noah Sadler, Jack Pepinell, the Goulburn Juniors. Very good player last season for the Monaro Colts. Here's the Colts that are looking to overcome a 4-point deficit. There's Navarro back on the field. Now out to the left-hand side. He's been in everything. Dodal tried to basketball pass it over the top. It was touched by the Bulls, 6 to go. So a fresh set of 6 for the Colts. And trying to get himself more involved. This kid too, Brad Terry. Maybe use his pace. Such a small frame, dummy there. I think that's the 18 who's on the field, Jacob Steen. We're going to see Jake Boland in the action as well in jersey 8. 11 and a half minutes to go, 4 points the difference. The Riverina Bulls lead 16 points to 12 as Navarro takes it to within 10, 9-8 of the line. Plenty of numbers both sides of the play the ball area. Out to the left. Dodal. Short ball. Can he get over Hurley? And well, somehow he's got that ball down. And Regan Hurley ties us up at 16. Good pass, Ty Dodal. And Regan Hurley from Bombala. Well, we see some scoring on the opposite side of the ground. They get the try that they needed to tie this one up, and well, it could be anyone here. We got Mitch Evans, Connor Harrison, both kicking goals. Try and see who it is. It might be the 7 Evans. The Bulls will be filthy at that, giving away a try 10 minutes from time. A short range try as well. No, in fact, it is Connor Harrison. So he was successful with his first conversion to put the Colts in the lead. And the flags are up. The Monaro Colts go in front by 2. And perhaps the pendulum we were speaking about earlier slowly sways to the side of the Monaro Colts just for now. We've still got 9 minutes to play. So Bobby Jones to get us back underway. And I dare say Navarro will be taking this one back. Halted for a bit, but still gets momentum that he needed for a good run. And you can just sense the crowd getting a bit louder. And the players showing a bit more intensity in the back half of this one. Nice run by the dummy half. Tries to beat the tackle. It was McCallum who's back on the field after a really good stint from Lehigh. Now they show it. Here's Dodal. Gets it away to Hurley. And we're going to see a penalty for, I believe, a high shot there. And it was Ben Rumble. I was going to say, do you take the 2? I know the 23s would have, but looking for more points than just 2. They're looking for a try. They're looking for the daggers into the heart of the Riverina Bulls players. 4 points, not 2. Here's Navarro trying to barge his way over. And he does! There's about 4 Riverina Bulls defenders, but Navarro gets over somehow, some way. And boy, didn't the Colts need that try. 6 points the difference now. 7 minutes, 47 to go. And they'll have a kick to go up by more than a converted try. Instant impact coming back on Cody McCallum and Nicholas Navarro. The big fella bags himself a try, a 4-pointer or a meat pie, whatever you want to call it. And now Connor Harrison, who is 2 from 2 today, with attempts pretty similar to this one, has a chance to extend this lead. And throughout this game, it was such a back and forth affair. The Colts with a lot of possession, but not really making the most of their opportunities. And then the Riverina Bulls getting down the other end of the field, making the most of their opportunities. And a close scoreline at half-time. Now back-to-back tries from the Monaro Colts. And you just sense that the spirits are high. And especially with this kick. I know 6.5 minutes is a long way to go in rugby league, but it'll just make them breathe a quick sigh of relief. Here's Harrison. And he's unsuccessful. So they are still in the game, the Riverina Bulls. Not that they'd be out with an 8-point deficit. It just means that, well, it brings the draw back into play as well. And both teams will be looking for a win, not a draw. The Colts would be filthy that 3 rounds in, they'd have 1 win, 2 draws. They'd want it to be 3 wins. They could be undefeated throughout this competition. But we'll just have to wait and see what unfolds over the last 5 minute and 3/4 of this contest. Thoroughly looking forward to the 18s as well in Game 2 of this coverage. Streamed through Bar TV Sports on Facebook. The only way you can watch the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups, both the 16s and the 18s. Now the Colts, they shifted through the hands. Playing a bit expansive, not resting on their laurels. Now for Terry. Up over halfway. Last tackle. That wind has picked up again. It's going to be difficult for whoever takes it, but well taken by, I think it's Isaac Piven. A tackle in the air by Regan Hurley. The Bulls get a penalty inside the final 5. And Jones looks for a bit of distance. Only gets about 5 metres. And that wind is slowly swirling around as it followed me from St. Mary's to Kippax. What have the Bulls got for the final 5? Corcoran has been good all day. His service out of dummy half. Shows it to 1. Jones. Now for Blair. Must score this set, I think, if they're a chance to win. Offload down the back. Blair again. He gets it away. Collins trying to shrug him off and get an offload away, but good one-on-one defence from Zeidlins. Now the crossfield kick. Dodal got some work to do. Catches it well. Defence meets him. Trying to drag him back, but he stands his ground. Hurley. Good speed and strength shown, Hurley. Still going. And a really good run to get him out of their danger area. Still going. Unbelievable stuff from Regan Hurley. Now McCallum taking his medicine there from Roworth. Steen. Wingers haven't dropped back, perhaps a kick into the corner. They go through the hands. Another offload. Evans tries to see a gap. Finds half a one, but brought down again by Roworth. Last tackle. What's the option? Straight through the middle. Fullback to beat. Does he have the pace? Does he have the offload? He does. And they're going to score. And I'd say that will give them the victory. What about the offload? Brad Terry take a bow. And a great try from the 6 Jackson Gilbert. And the Monaro Colts, I do believe, will go on to win this game over the Riverina Bulls. Fantastic rugby league try. Well, I can't recall saying his name many times during the broadcast, but right place, right time, fantastic option on the last. Thought they were going to go with the kick. The short ball on the inside to Terry. Gaping hole through the middle. And what about the offload? Sensational. 10 points the difference. 2 minutes to go. And they just had the gas in that last 10. Ripping game, though. Both sides have played really well, just not enough gas, the Riverina Bulls. I said during the coverage last week of the Panthers versus the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, I think the Panthers are the favourites to go through the Southern Pool and potentially win it. But boy, if they come up against the Monaro Colts in the semi-finals, they're going to have their work cut out for them. As Mitch Evans. He converts. We're into the final 90 seconds. 28-16. And just think we're only halfway done with today. We've got the 18s, the Laurie Daley Cup up next between the Colts and the Bulls. We hope you stick around for it as well. But today in the 16s, it is the Colts through Jacob Steen, who in the second half of, well, really the last 10 minutes have just overpowered the Riverina Bulls. Some nice performances all over the park by both teams. But just that bit of attacking flair, that X factor that a few players on this Monaro Colts side have. Navarro Now this will be interesting. Evans. Oh, well, he just does the safe thing and kicks it into touch. I thought potentially we might see a long-range field goal shot. But unfortunately, we're not in England. We are at Kippax Oval, and the Monaro Colts have defeated the Riverina Bulls 28 points to 16 in a thrilling affair. We'll go through the try scorers for both sides. We have Regan Hurley, Jackson Gilbert with that sensational try off the offload, the lock forward, Brad Terry, who also bagged a try himself, Keegan Kenny and Nicholas Navarro, the big fella, getting over. We have 2 goals from Mitch Evans, 2 goals from Connor Harrison. He was 2 from 3 with the boot today. For the Riverina Bulls, Benjamin Rumble scored early. Logan Collins, Fiata Taunihai also got over. Bobby Jones and Dylan McCartney scoring goals. Mitchell Press unsuccessful with his only conversion. Always great to see the shaking of the hands. Between both players, referees, managers, coaches, everyone involved. Great to see sportsmanship. As soon as the siren sounds or the whistle blows, it's the off-field stuff that counts as well, the mateship in this great sport that we love. So 28 to 16, the final score in the under-16s Andrew Johns Cup. But please don't go anywhere. Coming up is the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup between these two sides again. The Monaro Colts and the Riverina Bulls. Who's going to come out on top? Find out after the break. Welcome back to Kippax in West Belconnen. If you joined us for the first game, you saw a thrilling encounter in the 16s, 28 points to 16. The Colts over the Bulls. As we see the Colts run out for the 18s, we'll go through the lineups. Tristan Eldridge at fullback, Ashton Nadeau and Menkaloa on the wings. Lincoln Bradley and Thomas Croker in the centres. Zane Thompson and Connor Williams in the halves. Jack Pepinell, a well-known name. He was here last year at lock forward. Adam Barlow and Willie Delamere. In the front row, Brad Buckley is the skipper, Hayden Bradley and Newley Mariner. On the bench, Fred Griffiths, Noah Sadler, Kane Smith and Jack Godfrey. For the Bulls side, Corey Wilson at fullback, Blake Wood and Joshua Elworthy on the wings. Thomas Jenkins and James Morgan in the centres. Jacob Lucas and Thomas Fator in the halves. Locking the scrum, see who is there. Jacob Crossley out. Cody Collin and Johnny Smith in the second row. The front row, Reece Mitch, William Hills and Reece Weldon on the bench. Steve Anderson, Jeremy Wiscombe, Bryce McGowan, Cameron Lyons, Harry Fitzpatrick, Benjamin Cronin and Aidan Connell. So an extended bench for the Bulls side. The Bulls will get us underway in the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup. The referee is Anthony Pond. We are underway through the boot of the number 2, Blake Wood from Yenda. And let's see what these boys have in the 18s. Can they live up the hype of the 16s match? It was fantastic. Monaro first use of the football, and boy, that physicality blew the wind right out of me. The Colts, they won't want to give away possession. Want to get through their set. Here's the number 11 in Adam Barlow. Hayden Bradley, I believe we saw him last year as well. But unfortunately, well, I said they didn't want to give away possession, but they've made an error in the first set of the game. And the Bulls won't have too much trouble getting out of their own half and into the half of the Monaro Colts. James Robertson commentating from Kippax West Belconnen in the nation's capital. Had a 3-hour drive for me up the M23 this morning. But it is a gorgeous day. A bit hot, 27, 28 degrees. But brilliant for watching rugby league as the Riverina Bulls are over the halfway line. And the Monaro Colts looking to reduce them to as many metres as they can. But we see the number 16, who looks to be the lock forward, Jeremy Wiscombe from Albury, replacing Jacob Crossley, who is out of the side. You can see the 22, Harry Fitzpatrick, on as well. So perhaps not the starting side on, a few changes. Let's see if it works for the Bulls on this occasion as we see the 16 get a kick away. And now here's the fullback, Tristan Eldridge. Familiar face from last year. He and Ashton Nadeau making a formidable combination there with, I believe, Matt Parsons, who was the skipper of last year's side. And an early penalty is given there for Menkaloa. Yeah, all these boys, Queen Bee and United, Queen Bee and Blues, Goulburn Juniors, Woden Wombats. And Tungarong as well there for Fred Griffiths. So, well, these boys have played with each other both in the Monaro Colt side and their respective club sides. So they should be a formidable outfit here against the Riverina side. Good solid defence. There on the 13, Jack Pepinell. Looks to have added a few kgs since the last time I saw him last season. Up over the 40 go the Colts. Interesting what they choose to do here. If they go for an attack or look to build pressure, settle into a rhythm. And there's the 11, Adam Barlow, out there on the right edge. And now for Brad Buckley, the skipper. Last tackle. Out to the left-hand side. Thought we were going to see a kick from one of the forwards. Still going backwards. Still the last. Let's see what they can make of it. Still trying to get the ball away. Did. Now a wide cutout pass. Out to the number 10. Crossfield kick. Caught by the Colts. Grab a kick into the in goal. Bounces up off the fullback. It's going to be a knock-on fit here for the Riverina Bulls. And now the centre making his way towards the middle of the field. And boy, that would have been some try if he got over Thomas Croker. But it's a fresh set of 6 here for the Colts. And it's Buckley trying to barge his way over, but held up by a few defenders. And time is going to be called off. We're going to be heading back to the 10-metre line for a play the ball. But expansive stuff early. That left-hand side, Zane Thompson. They come to the right-hand side now. That's Adam Barlow. They line up to the left. They go short. Again trying to barge his way over Buckley. Unsuccessful for the second time in the set. Can their defence hold? Again trying to barge their way over. And again, solid goal line defence. It was Newley Mariner on that occasion who tried to muscle his way over, trying to find a gap in the defence. Good defence from the middle of the Riverina Bulls. Time is back on. A dummy and a kick and a... Oh, almost. Tristan Eldridge was looking for the put down. And if we're in the NRL, we might have gone and checked that, but nonetheless, a 20 tap here for the Riverina Bulls. A good solid defence, pushing him almost back to where he tapped the football there from Bradley and Willie Delamere. So much like the first game unfolded early, the Colts with a lot of possession down this end of the field. And the Bulls looking to make their way out. And a good hit there was the 12 Delamere. Can't see who was on, perhaps the halfback in Thomas Fator. But an error from the Bulls and the Colts, another opportunity. And the Colts, I do believe from memory, are the champions from last year in the 18s. Of course, the Western Rams taking out the 16s. They're on top, undefeated. Try and get a scoreline from their game this week. And yeah, definitely a high tackle there. He groans. He's all right there, Croker. The front row, they just keep taking it up here with Mariner. So Bradley. To the right-hand side they come. They turn in Adam Barlow. That was the pass there from Connor Williams. Now to the left. Buckley. Again, tackled short of the goal line. Went to go short again. Ball was played at. Play on, called by the referee. And now an offload. And now a length of the field try could be coming here for the Bulls, although great chase. Menkaloa was one of the bench players. I believe it was Harry Fitzpatrick. But we could see another break unfold. But the scramble defence has worked well here for the Monaro Colts. But the Bulls, their first opportunity inside the red zone. Once they get there, awkward pass. Still have possession of the football. And a good ball and all tackle there. Zane Thompson on Blake Wood. And now Thompson trying to work hard out a marker as well. Back-to-back tackles. But a great tackle there on Blake Wood. Now they spread the ball out to the left-hand side of the ball. Here is Wood. Gives it away to Jenkins. Last tackle. Grubber into the in-goal. Went backwards. Lower. Has it. Doesn't ground it. And the remainder out for the try line. So now some hard work here. Looks to be a bit shaken up there. Zane Thompson. Perhaps that hit took a lot out of him. He's a big winger, Blake Wood. Some teams might even put him in the back row, but he's out there on the wing for the Riverina Bulls. The man from Yenda. Oh, what a shot! Reese, Mitch. Tell you what, the physicality just amps up a bit, and so does the expansive play here, the number 3. Some nice fancy footwork. Try to get the offload away, he does. And that was straight and hard. The back rower, he also looks for an offload. Gets it away. Still going now with Brad Buckley. Another offload out the back. And now they come through Pepinell. He beats one. And some great play here from the Monaro Colts. Last tackle, where do they go, left or right? Stacked to the right-hand side. That's the side they come. Through the hands. Can't get that offload away. Maybe he's going to try and barge his way over. Adam Barlow. But he's held up short of the line. This expansive play out to the left-hand side. They're throwing the ball around a lot. Warm weather trying to tire out these forwards early of the Riverina Bulls. Their back rows look very fit. Monaro Colts, that is. The Bulls looking to work their magic. Try and get out of their own end. Potentially an early kick, and looking for a 40-20 here is the 6, Jacob Lucas. He gets a nice bounce, and if it's not a 40-20, it'll just hold up in the in goal. He's got some work to do here. Ashton Naidoo. And he's forced it dead. He's been tackled in his own in goal, and we're going to have a line dropout for the Monaro Colts. Fantastic kick for the man from young Jacob Lucas inside his own, I'd say 35 metres out. And he's just rolled it to within a metre of the dead ball line. And he had to get on his horse there, Ashton Naidoo. And 10.5 minutes gone. Still no score here in the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup match between the Monaro Colts and the Riverina Bulls. And a drop out there, I think it was Newley Mariner, the front row, and we're going to see the number 8, Mitch. Bit of footwork, some agility from the front rower. Now for Anderson. Got some numbers out here to the short side. He goes that way. Grub it into the in goal. Lower's got some work to do. And they're going to say it's been touched by a Bulls player. Perhaps the wing out there in Blake Wood. But Menka lower. The tap, restart. And the Colts get away with that one. The wind picks up here again at Kipax. Here's Lincoln Bradley. Now for Delamere. Good physicality, but can't bring him down. They do there, 5 metres over halfway. Now for Pepinell. Been good early service out of dummy half from Bradley. Here's the kick from Williams. Right down into the corners. They're going to hold up. It holds up brilliantly, but nice play there. And now Corey Wilson to try and bring it back from his own in-goal. Or from near his own in-goal. He never actually made it in the in-goal. But a good pass, and now the Bulls with a bit of pressure on them. Who's going to strike first in this contest? There's the 19 in Magone from Wagga Brothers. Now a string of offloads and passes. Now we see the winger out there. Or in fact, it might be Corey Wilson. We'll see the 2 in Blake Wood at the back. Last tackle. Kick here from Lucas. Swirling around in the wind, taken nicely there by Tristan Eldridge. And wrapped up by the man that kicked the ball in, Lucas. They're slowly getting back on side. Thankfully enough, in this second game, I'm shaded a bit by the roofing for those players. They're out there in the hot sun. I'd say it's about 28, 29 degrees. So very warm. Those forwards are going to get tired quickly, especially the speed and physicality that this game is showing us. Bradley out of dummy half. Nice kick. Let's see what the wind does with it. There's one bounce, two bounces, and it just goes over the dead ball line. So unlike the kick from Lucas, just an unfortunate bounce. He's going to have to wait for his teammates to get back on side before he can tap the ball, and away we go. Elworthy. And an error from dummy half. I believe it was Wiscom there, the 16. And just to mention there for the touch judges, Braden McIntosh and Connor Kirkman. As well as our referee, Anthony Pond, officiating this game. Thanks for their time coming out and helping the boys with this game. As Eldridge, a fend, a run, now for Lower. His back three for Monaro poses quite a threat with Eldridge and Naidu and Menkaloa. Lower hasn't really moved since he was tackled. Struggling to get up. I'm not too sure what part of the body he's hurt, but he doesn't look in a good way at all. Player safety, of course, first and foremost, the most important thing. We see the trainers coming off of both sides, just addressing the troops, making sure they're hydrated. While we've got a break in play at the moment, we'll have a look at the Laurie Daley Cup standings. The Western Rams are on top. Again, undefeated to light the 16s. The Illawarra South Coast Dragons in second with 1 win, 1 draw. We've got third and fourth playing it out here. The Monaro Colts and the Riverina Bulls. So the winner of this game go a long way to booking their place in that semi-final. A venue yet to be announced, but the final will be in Mudgee in April 6th for all 4 competitions, the 16s, 18s, 23s and Women's League Tag. As they try and barge their way over here. Just held up short of the line, not asked to go back and play it on the 10, so he's a blade of grass from that whitewash. Now trying to go from dummy half again, but the defence just too good, too smart. They stuffed it out. Last tackle, short side, Williams. Croker with a bit of footwork, but again, good goal line defence from the Bulls. 15 minutes into the contest and we still have no score. But it was a low scoring first half in the 16s. So perhaps a low scoring first half here. It will open up some scoring in the second. But I fancy we'll see some interchanges quite soon with this warm weather. And the Bulls trying to get something to happen. Maybe some second phase play. It's been working with the Monaro Colts. Now through the hands, and here is the second phase play. Out to the wing, here goes Elworthy. Realises that Naidu was there along with the 12 in Willie Delamere. Now they go back towards the centre here with Anderson. Last tackle called. What's the option going to be here from the Bulls? It comes away. A nice crossfield kick, but it reaches Menkaloa straight on the chest. They try and push him back towards his own goal line. A neat little kick from Jacob Lucas, but perhaps not the trajectory he was looking for. Very back and forth, very close. Was looking for the knockout punch or the jab to get it started as we see some interchange forwards come into the action here for the Monaro Colts. We also see a nice pass there, bit of an offload. Tackle there is Lincoln Bradley. We see the 14 on in Fred Griffiths. And we see a penalty to the Riverina Bulls, an incorrect play the ball. Really got on that last season in both, well, across all forms really, the NRL, the 23s and the Jersey Flag, and as well as the 16s, 18s, 23s and Women's League Tag here with Country Rugby League. So the referee's doing a good job to get on top of that, and I believe it's making the play quicker, making the ruck cleaner, and overall a better product for you to watch at home. And we see Lucas there with the ball. It's a really good opportunity here for the Bulls to strike first. Outside, inside. That's Mitch. Short of the goal line. Out the back. Do they go short? Had a man there somehow. No, it's called a forward pass. I was going to say, how the hell did Tom Fattore get that ball out? But it's been called a forward pass by the referee. And the Monaro Colts, they breathe a sigh of relief after that one. Not that there's going to be any danger, but first clouds that I've seen today, it is absolutely as blue as it can get. Here at Kippax West Belconnen. Fantastic weather. A bit warm for my liking, but I shouldn't really be complaining. As a great run there. Lincoln Bradley fighting for every inch. Oh, good shot. Jack Pepinell rocked there by the 8 in Mitch. And now called offside, not square at marker, or inside the 10, however you want to call it. It was Kane Smith who's fresh on the park. And Connor Williams will look for touch. So we've seen opportunities for both sides. But which one is going to grasp it with both hands? Delamere still going. Trying to get that ball free as well. And that is what results in a knock on. There was players around him. He looked to get the offload free. But there were about 2 or 3 Bulls defenders with their hands on the football as well. And sometimes it's interpreted as a strip, but sometimes with the loose carriers called as such. So they get off and breathe a sigh of relief. So for Torre to feed the scrum. Now for Wood. Now holding down. Wind not as harsh as it has been, so maybe a bit of distance on this kick. It's about 20 metres. I'll take them out to the 30. I like to see the Bulls play a bit more expansive. Try and throw the ball around a bit more. I think that's when they're going to be their most dangerous. But they've got to execute. They're going to make sure that they do that as Wiscombe. Quick play the ball. Now for Magone. Nice run there from the interchange forward. Wiscombe, I thought he lost it there. And again, inside the 10. Wiscombe's gone down. He's straight back up to his feet though, so thankfully enough for the Bulls, he's all right. With points on a premium, I might have gone for the 2 there, but they will on. They want the 4 points. That's Anderson, who will play the ball. They come out to the right-hand side. They come short with Fitzpatrick. Tries to dance his way over to the line. They come down the short side again. Hit, spin, try. James Morgan gets over for the Riverina Bulls to open the scoring here. A nice pass there from the halfback, Tom Fattore. And after a few opportunities, the Riverina Bulls finally get it over the line, and it's through their right centre. Been mentioning that they needed to play a bit more expansively. Right there, a nice pass from the halfback. You can count that as expansive play. More than one pass. In the old junior days, a try of more than one pass would give you 5 points instead of 4. It's only the 4 points here today. It speaks, what more can they do with rugby league? How much further can they evolve it with scoring? We had the introduction of the Auckland Nines and the bonus zone try. Anyway, I'm just rambling. We've got Lucas close enough to the touchline. And well, that was never in doubt. Jacob Lucas converts the James Morgan try. The Riverina Bulls, they lead 6 points to 0. There's 11 minutes to go in the first half. This under-18s Laurie Daley Cup clash. I think more so in this game than the 16s, points will be on a premium and maybe a bit more low scoring. Something tells me that we haven't seen the best of the Monaro Colts in this game. They haven't really taken their opportunities, but still another 35 minutes to go, as well as the 11 minutes to play in the first half. Oh, I was going to say good hands, but just not getting his hands there to it. It was Anderson. And a scrum feed. 30 metres out. There's only so many opportunities that you can be given. They're going to have to start taking them, try and turn them into points. And they have the attacking prowess of players to do so. Here's the 6, Thompson. Now to the left, Sadler. Tried to get the offload. Couldn't do so. Griffiths. Thompson. Now out to the left-hand side. Naidu. Try and call my best here. It's quite difficult to see that left-hand side. I believe that's Sadler again who hit the football up. They come back out to the right-hand side. Williams. Now for Barlow. Last tackle there short. Out here on the right. They come back to the left on the inside. And here's Mariner. And Mariner's barged his way over. Well, I thought they were going to go the short side. They come back inside and Mariner gets his way over. And the Monaro Colts, they hit straight back. 8 minutes 50 left on the clock. And a meat pie for the big fella in the number 10. Well, Hayden Bradley, he started, just being told, the number 16. So newly Marinese off, but great stuff from the Colts nonetheless. We've seen Hayden Bradley, he's come off, but he started superbly. And then Fred Griffiths has come on and really taken to this hooking role and sped up the ruck. We'll have Ashton Naidu, a known goal kicker around the parts of Monaro. Successful from Ashton Nadeau, and maybe I have a thing for the name Kane. Kane Ball played special last week for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, and thought it was Newley Mariner there, but it was in fact the 16, Cade Smith from Woden. But we have a 6-all scoreline, and the Riverina Bulls looking to force an error off the the kickoff. Would have been a long drop out if it was 100 metres. But the Colts, and that is Kane Smith. Now penalty for holding. So after points, looking to get more metres on the kick, but also being mindful of that wind that could come at any time. They only get the 10 metres there, and of course they were centre of ground. Well, you don't want to give the ball away right there. So the Colts looking to turn one try into two and go back to back. They try and do that through Pepinell. Now for Smith and another penalty. Seen back-to-back penalties and quite a few against the Riverina Bulls. This occasion it was the marker not being square. Here comes Brad Buckley. That's a captain-type run to get them within 5 of the try line. Next to that, right upright, here's Pepinell. He barges over. We saw the 16 barge over just a moment ago, but the 13, the lock forward, Jack Pepinell gets over. And well, they were trailing by 6, but now they've got a 4-point lead. 5 minutes heading into half-time. Rather soft tries as well, just barging over, very short from the line. You think with the way that we saw the Colts play early in the half, perhaps a crazy kick out to a wing or some nice interchange of passing, but it's just been the forwards barging over. And they've been doing it all day, really. Barging over, getting on their front, quick play the Bulls. Some nice service from Bradley and Griffiths that we mentioned earlier. Well, they give Ashton Nadeau a chance to convert this try and put them up by 6. As the crowd turns silent for Nadeau. Straight through. 2 from 2 today for Nadeau, including the tries of both Pepinell and Kane Smith. Pepinell from Goulburn Juniors. And we have a 12 points to 6 scoreline with a little over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Been a fantastic day out here at Kippax, West Belconnen. We've got another half of football remaining. Let's see what the Colts want to do for the final 4 minutes. That's the 5/8. Taking the ball himself, Zane Thompson. Now for Griffiths. And he finds Sadler. Now Buckley. Just short of halfway. Although he tries to muscle his way there. Somehow gets over the halfway. There's the try scorer, Pepinell. Potentially a big future for Jack Pepinell. We'll have to wait and see. But if your name pops up in these rep sides long enough, potential phone calls come. Last tackle here for the Monaro Colts. Crossfield kick from Williams. He's got a lot of work to do here. Ellsworthy, he takes it well, and great defence from the Colts. Chased hard there was the fullback Eldridge. And now they're under real pressure. They've lost the ball, and it's play on. And I think they're just going to call the error firstly. It's going to come back to the 10-metre line for a scrum. So potentially see a set piece here for the Monaro Colts inside the last 2.5 minutes. Seeing some danger. Menka lower out there on the right wing. Players sweeping around. Bradley pacing left and right. We'll see what the Colts do on this occasion. They come out to the wide right. Now an offload. Out the back, he looked for lower. It was touched. Now he gets lower, and Lower's dropped it. Oh, how unfortunate. I thought there was going to be an intercept. Blake Wood, he had his hands on it. And then the ball back with Monaro. And then Menka lower, just dropping the football. They're going to call it a Bulls scrum. I thought there might have been no advantage taken, but they're going to rule it in the way of the Riverina Bulls as we go into the final 90 seconds of the first half. Scrum won there by the Bulls. How expansive are they going to play? Well, I think this answers the question. Are we going to see length of the field try? Perhaps not. But nonetheless, a great run. James Morgan, the sole try scorer for the Riverina Bulls. Do they come short? No. They come to the open side. There's Lucas. A great scramble defence once again for the Monaro Colts. Here's Weldon. Quick play the ball, but a play the ball that wasn't correct under the adjudication of Anthony Pond. And with the final 45 seconds remaining, I think the Colts will just kick this one out into touch and soak up the remaining seconds of the clock. Or maybe they just go the tap restart. And that's what we see. So, Kane Smith. That dreaded quick play the ball that doesn't always go your way in this day and age. Got to get the foot to the ball first and foremost. Is Pepinel. Maybe we see an attacking rate from the Colts in the final 10 seconds. Can they squeeze one more play out? They can. To the short side. And there's going to be no offload. The whistle goes for half-time. Well, similar to the under-16s game, we have a low-scoring first half. 12 points to 6 in the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup. We have try scorers of Jack Pepinel and Kane Smith. He got the scoring underway for the Monaro Colts, and 2 goals from Ashton Nadeau, 100% with the boot. The lone try scorer for the Riverina Bulls was their right centre, James Morgan. The goal successfully converted by Jacob Lucas. Don't go too far. Go to your fridge, get another cold beverage of your choice, water, chocolate milk, whatever soothes your thirst. But make sure you come back for the second half of the Laurie Daley Cup between the Monaro Colts and the Riverina Bulls. I'm going to show you. It's going to be fantastic. We see the return of both the sides. Welcome back to Kippax West Belconnen for the second half of the Laurie Daley Cup. We have a 12-6 scoreline. The Monaro Colts over the Riverina Bulls. A try just before half-time, or a few minutes before half-time, by Jack Pepinell, the lock forward. Lanky lock forward. I'm just waiting for a tee to get the second half underway. Hope to see much of the same in the second half. A bit more expansive. Both teams can do exactly that. Second half is underway through the boot of the 14 in Fred Griffiths. We're going to see more physicality from both teams. A nice run. Bryce McGone takes it to the 25. That's Johnny Smith. What are we going to see from the Riverina Bulls in the second half? For me, I think Jacob Lucas needs to really control things, and he's looking to do that with a 40-20 attempt, but that wind just holds up. Although we have a chase. Oh my goodness! Never leave the ball to die. What a chase, what a try, and what a start for the Riverina Bulls. Tom Fitzroy, Mike. Oh, what did we just witness? Looked for a 40-20. I thought for sure it was going to be safely bouncing up in the hands of a Monaro Colts player, but the chase was absolutely on point by Tom Fitzroy. Take a bow, son. What a way to kick off the second half. My God. Well, I certainly don't think that Jason Kelly, the coach of the Monaro Colts, said to his troop at halftime, just let the ball bounce. You never let the ball bounce. You've got no possible knowledge of where it's going to bounce. These rugby league balls, they can bounce anywhere, and it bounced right into the waiting open arms of Tom Fitzroy. I'm going to calm myself down a bit. Jacob Lucas in front. Successful with his first, successful with his second. Isn't it great to be a fan of rugby league and see stuff like that? Opening 2 minutes. See a try to the Riverina Bulls, and we're locked up at 12 all. Just like to thank a few people at home watching. Down in Western Sydney, the western suburbs. Hope you're enjoying the action here. Streamed through Bar TV, live on Facebook, the only way to watch this match. And all other matches streamed for the Country Championships from all four age groups, the 16s, 18s, 23s and the Women's League Tag. 23s and the Women's League Tag start in 2 weeks. Exciting. An offload there. And now what are we going to see from the Bulls? More of the same that we saw just then. But a good defensive effort there from Zane Thompson. Lucas. Another kick. Don't let that bounce. And we're going to see a penalty, I think. Well, from what I can see, which isn't much, down on this left-hand corridor, Menkaloa possibly pushed into touch, taken off the ball, and we've seen a penalty given to the Colts. And the kick's going to go into touch, and the Colts will have possession 20 metres out. Well, what a start to the second half. As the Colts work it through their forward pack, Pepinell had his hands on the ball as much as he can in that first half and starts well in the second half. So to this man, Brad Buckley, the skipper, leading from the front. Kane Smith, one of the try scorers in the first half. Been working it through the middle quite well. Here's Williams. Barlow to play it. Griffiths to Williams. Grab a kick. Let's see how it works for the winger. He's going to be taken out into touch. Terrific defence, Tom Croker. I think Mekaloa was in there as well. Connor Williams, they were all in there. And Blake Wood. In fact, he's the one that went to fullback. But he had to take possession of the ball and just couldn't stay in the field of play. So after that shocking start, not bad, but just literally shocking, a shock to everyone. 5 minutes in, they look to hit back and regain the lead that they once had. But an error made, and now the Bulls look to turn defence into attack. But Weldon will play it off. The error from Zane Thompson. Now a missed tackle, so I don't know if he's low on confidence. The Bulls looking to come down the short side, looking for an offload, couldn't get it. Tom Jenkins out there on the right, or is it? No, it's James Morgan, the right centre, the opening scorer for the Riverina Bulls. Now McGone. Lucas. Wood. Now out. Jenkins. Offload. Wood. Dummy. Trying to get off with good defence there, Connor Williams. Had some help there from Barlow. Lucas. Now for Anderson. And the fifth and last tackle here for the Bulls. Wingers drop back deep. Let's see what they got. They had a chance to the left, but a forward pass thrown there by Lucas. And a changeover there. So the Colts avert danger. Yet to see Jack Godfrey into the game. And I think we've seen all four interchange players from the Riverina Bulls. Or perhaps we're missing either Cameron Lyons, Ben Cronin, Aidan Connell. One of those three young men will come into the side potentially for the dummy half. Here we go, Barlow. Up over the halfway again. Buckley. Now to the left. A good ball and all tackle there on Thompson. Kick, awkward, short. But makes up for it with a good driving tackle. Always look for those little inside kicks. The banana kicks on the inside of the boot. Just didn't work out the way that he wanted to, but made sure that he drilled the number 6. Sorry, it was the number 7, Tom Fattore. Try score of a wicked try to start things in the second half. If you're watching live, I suggest, if you just joined us, I suggest you go back about 6 or 7 minutes and witness that try to open the second half by Tom Fattore. But now we see an offload and the Bulls trying to start a string of momentum. Potentially they can do it right here. Last tackle for Fattore. Might see a penalty here for the halfback taken out, although there's a play down and back play for the Monaro Colts. It looks like Buckley. It is, in fact, Buckley, the skipper. He's gone down. He's clutching at that right leg. And time blown off, and trainers will come on to attend to him. But there was a shot there by on the halfback for Fattore. Saw a few clothesline-like shots last night in the Charity Shield. Thank God we haven't seen any of those today. It looks to be all right. The tough skipper, well, the time was being blown back on, but play hadn't really resumed. Buckley wasn't even on side. There's the tap for the high tackle. And ball with the Riverina Bulls as they try and barge their way over. Much to what the Colts did in the end of the first half. Surely he was offside, not called. Out to the right, footwork. And they're going to call that tackle over the horizontal. Zane Thompson, so just a bit of intensity out there. A bit too much to the liking of Anthony Pond. I think we might see Thompson called out and maybe put on report for a dangerous tackle here. We did see it a bit last week in the Panthers-Dragons match. Of course, we saw in the 16s that he's gone on report. That's all he's going to get. But we did see three on reports and 2 sin binnings, one of which that was after a try had been scored by the player that scored the try, which I can't say in my 15 years of watching this sport I've seen happen ever. But the Bulls do have the football and have a great opportunity to go in front. But to do that, they'd have to keep hold of the ball, and they haven't done that. And, well, is that a rugby league football or a stick of butter out there?
Scrum, John.
Going to be a scrum feed to the Monaro Colts. And both teams just getting a bit ill-disciplined and riddled with errors. Want to tighten things up. Points on a premium here today. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, draws are possible. There's no golden point, so if the score remained the way it is right now, we'd see 1 point apiece, and he was way offside, about 5 metres or so. So it will be the Colts to kick for touch. He'd blown offside before the play had really unfolded. A solid effort there from Wilson to try and get that ball, but unfortunately he's not 8'4". Here we go, nice run. You can just sense this game lifted a bit in intensity. He's Menkaloa, driven back by the defence of the Bulls. Griffiths goes himself. Watch out for that one-on-one strip. Williams. Barlow. And time has been blown off for the trainer to get off the field. Good officiating by the referee, making sure that the trainers aren't on when they're not allowed to be on. Don't really see that. Last tackle for the Colts. Williams crossfield, looking for Naidu. Under pressure. Eldridge got it. Flicked back. And unfortunately, that first touch from Eldridge, I think, was a knock-on. Licken Bradley tried to do some Dean Furray flick back on the inside. World Cup a la 2013. But it was all in vain from that initial error from Eldridge. The clock ticks away in the background. The Bob Kinky King Lane scoreboard, 12 all, it says. And here at Kippax, West Belconnen. In a fantastic game. And what a fantastic run here. Tom Jenkins. Now he looks like he has some toe. He's juggled the football, chasing his Naidu. Can he get there? No. Great break, great try, Tom Jenkins. And the centres for the Riverina Bulls have gotten them out of trouble once again. Saw him make a break earlier, Tom Jenkins. Looked like he had a bit of toe. Would have been interesting if he got out into space like he did on that occasion. And it was Tristan Eldridge that couldn't keep toe with him. So the Bulls head back in front by 4, 16-12. Jenkins and Morgan, and of course that try by Tom Fattore. So we're going to see Jacob Lucas have his third attempt at conversion, was successful with both of his previous ones. And they've had a bit more possession down this end of the field in the second half. All started with that opening try. Now they've gone back to back, and the 12-point turnaround is on. Can Lucas make it? He can through the trees. And, I don't know if we're going to need a new ball after that. That's onto the road. Oh, we've got a new football, don't you worry. So just shy of 20 minutes remaining. And the Bulls, after points, looking for that complete set, looking for error-free football. Here's John Smith. A blonde tip, back rower. And he's just made an error that his team could not afford. A scrum win, or a scrum feed rather, they have to win the scrum. The Monaro Colts have a chance. With 20 minutes remaining, they're down by 6. And scrum is won by Monaro. He's Lincoln Bradley. And Lincoln Bradley straight through. Oh, soft defence. I was ready to call the tackle, but Lincoln Bradley, he's gone through a wormhole to get through that. I don't know what happened there on the end of the Riverina Bulls, but Lincoln Bradley joins the two centres for the Riverina Bulls to score tries as part of the three-quarter line. Just really ordinary defence from the set piece. But Lincoln Bradley over the line, and now we're going to see Zane Thompson. Is it? No, Hayden Bradley. Both have the blonde locks. So this to tie things up again. Tell you what, the try scorers have made it relatively easy for the kickers all day today. Hayden Bradley converts. So 18 points apiece with 18 and a half to go. I've just got this feeling that we're going to be in here for a really special finish. Already seen some really good tries all day today in both games. You just get that feeling that we're going to see a really, really close special finish here today in the Under-18s Laurie Daley Cup. 18 apiece, the Colts and the Bulls. Both want to go out winners. Both want to get 2 points for their clubs. Move up the ladder in the Southern Pool. Of course, the winner of the Southern Pool to play the Northern Pool in the final, but they have to first play off in a semi-final. The winner of that game goes through to the final of their respective competitions. As they push up in defence here, it was Corey Wilson from Gundagai. Try to put pressure there on Thomas Croker. They come back out to the short side looking for Menkaloa, but it's Barlow who drags himself and two defenders to within the 30-metre line. Not over it, but just behind it. Here's Connor Williams with a bomb. Swirling about. Blake Wood, great take. Up above the pack. Staring into the sun. It wouldn't have been easy by any means. Now we see some more changes coming on here. The 8 Reece Mitch coming back into the action for the Riverina Bulls. Looking to add some spark. We see the outside backs working it through again. Here's Tom Jenkins. Now looking for a long kick inside the 40, the foot touchdown. So let's see where this ball ends up. It's got the bounce that it needs, and I think that's a 40-20. Sensational work there, Jacob Lucas. They're going to call touch, so it's a scrum feed nonetheless. Possession for the Bulls. But 2 kicks in this second half from Lucas. The first leading to a try to Tom Fattore. And on that occasion, a 40-20. Touched, yes, but a scrum feed and possession. I said at halftime, or just coming out of the break, that someone needed to step up. I wanted to see more of Jacob Lucas, and those 2 kicks. He's been a lot better in this second half, a lot more involved, taking direction, or giving direction rather, to his teammates. And well, we just can't get this scrum right. There's no pushing, just fed ball, there we go. What can the Bulls do off the scrum? Benji-like step from Morgan. And now a lost ball. Well, you can say whether that was Benji-like or not, but the Monaro Colts will end up with a football 10 metres out for their own line. And with opportunities, with only 15 to go, you don't know how many you're going to get. You're going to take the most of them. Are we going to see a field goal come into play possibly? Maybe not now. Oh, well, what happened there? He's come straight through, and he wasn't set at all, so it's going to be a penalty. And I think we're going to see another penalty for Backchat as well. Now, I'm no doctor, but he needs his DNA checked. He phased through that scrum. I didn't even see him run around. He was clearly offside, and a great kick there for touch as well. Looked to be Thompson. So the Colts off the back of 2 penalties are now inside the 40-metre line. Make it to the 35. And they've spilt it. They've ruined a chance. And maybe it's just going to be a war of attrition for the last 14. If you're just joining us here on Facebook Live, streamed through Bar TV Sports, the Monaro Colts won their match in the under-16s over the Riverina Bulls, 28 points to 16. In a really good match. And we're 18 apiece here in the under-18s, the Laurie Daley Cup Country Championships for Country Rugby League. We're down into the final 13 minutes of this one. Who's going to land the final blow? Or who's going to go a long way to winning this match? And we see Mitch off the bench, back into the attack. Now a kick from Fattore, looking for the bounce, got it. They're going to call tackle without the football. They're going to call a knock on here from the Riverina Bulls, I believe. Oh, I thought he might have been tackled without the football, but has been adjudicated differently. And the Colts, again, breathe another sigh of relief. Fattore's been dangerous. And the referee, Anthony Pond, telling the boys how to pack a scrum, how to feed it. And there we go, another successful scrum feed. We see going out the back there, Noah Sadler having a spell. And Menkaloa coming in a dummy half and taking the pressure off the forwards. But we do see the return of Willie Delamere, who had a solid first half. Now for Bradley. Good defence out of marker, though, from Colin. Referee loudly calling held. Now Pepinell. I just feel like the Colts have lost a bit of momentum due to the possession that the Bulls have had, and again another momentum shift. Pepinell just not completing the play the ball correctly. Not penalised for it, just an error in the play the ball in the ruck area. So the Bulls will have the ball inside the Colts half once again. You sense that any minute, any second, any play now, well, every play is going to be vital. Good legs tackle. It was the fullback Eldridge on Josh Ellsworthy. Now for Lucas. Running out of dummy half. That's a 22 Fitzpatrick. Cop the pass there from Hills. Here's Hills again. Now for Mitch. And driven back in a good tackle. Mariner back on the field along with Williams. Left-hand side. Looked inside, went outside. A pass and offload. They've still got it alive here. The Bulls' last tackle. Wood breaks the tackle, gets over. Sloppy defence from Eldridge, but he just gets over Blake Wood from dummy half. And perhaps, well, it breaks the deadlock, but perhaps it just gives the Riverina Bulls a leg up in this match. Again, another chance taken, and it pays off. The last tackle play, and Blake Wood, third of his fellow compatriots in that three-quarter line to score. Just missing Josh Ellsworthy. But this will be a telling tale if Jacob Lucas can convert this try, as one of the Monaro players has been called over to the referee, perhaps to discuss things. And the standing captain, I don't know if Brad Buckley's on at the moment, at the present time, but Lucas has been good with the boot today. This, although it looks quite simple, it's inside that 10-metre hash mark, this will probably be his most difficult of the afternoon. To put his side in front by 6. Lucas! It's over the uprights and through. 4 from 4. A goal-kicking clinic from Jacob Lucas. 24 points to 18. 8.5 to go. I spoke about that magical finish. Whether we see another draw, which we've seen a few draws in both 16s and 18s competition. Can we see another one here today? Brad Buckley back on for the Monaro Colts. What do we got for the final 8 minutes in this instalment? Good hit there. Godfrey, who has come on to the field from Narooma. And now run here from Elworthy. Looking for a try. And that'll put them in front by 10, make it 12 if there's a successful conversion. But they're just going to look to complete this set, but they're playing pretty expansive. And a nice run there by the 19 Magone. They're up to the 40, and it's only the 4th tackle. Now for Wiscom. Now gets the offload away. Pass back on the inside, Connell. And Aiden Connell wrapped up 18 short of the Monaro Colts try line by Connor Williams. Down the short side they come. Kick on the inside, and now we could see a foot race here. He steps back on the inside, Tom Croker. Does he have the pace? He's going to be wrapped down. Tremendous tackle, Tom Fattore. Holding him down. They've got loads of space out here onto the left-hand side. It comes out to the 3, Lincoln Bradley. He scored a try before. He offloads it now. Griffiths gets the pass on. It's now Delaware. He gives it away to Ashton Naidu in the corner. Point to the spot, referee. We're going to have a 2-point ball game. They went from one end of the field to the other, one side of the field to the other, and the Monaro Colts doing only which they can, get it 24-22, kick to come on the side furthest from the broadcast side. Well, the string of passing. Great stuff from Griffiths and Delamere. Lincoln Bradley got his hand on the football as well, but in the end it was Ashton Naidoo out on the left wing. He's had 2 goals successful here today. Adds a try to that as well. Well, if Jacob Lucas thought his last conversion was difficult, this one is literally hugging that touchline. And Hayden Bradley, a chance to draw things level. He comes in, he strikes it. It looks decent off the boot of the Flags. They go up as 1. We have 24 apiece, 5.5 to go. Strap yourselves in. It's going to be exciting. So where do the Colts go in attack? Do they go through their forwards? Do they go through their outside backs? Bradley and Naidoo, they've been dangerous. It's a shallowish kickoff. Out to Delamere. And then if the Bulls get a chance, where do they go? Probably to their outside backs. Although here's a good run from Godfrey. Do the Colts potentially go for a field goal if they get in range? What is the range for some of these halves? All questions unanswered, but we're going to find out in the final 4.5. Williams. A kick here from the prop forward nonetheless. It's a good chase. Are they going to get the bounce? Here's Menkaloa. He throws the ball back inside, but he's been taken out into touch. Almost a demolition derby-like tackle there by Blake Wood. Body on the line stuff, but he's taken Menkaloa into touch. And the Bulls will get possession. But I tell you what, a great place to hand the ball over if you were to do so with such little time left on the clock. Well, what about the kick from Newley Mariner, the prop forward? The little dink over the top of Menkaloa with a pace. Some players showing us a skill set that we didn't know they had. How often do you see a prop forward with a chip over the top? Now, what are we going to see from the Bulls? Both teams desperate to not take this game to a draw. They want 2 points. Here's Mitch. That wind blowing around, not in favour, or I don't think, of the Bulls, but it's another tremendous kick, but it's taken this time by Ashton Naidoo. What's he going to do on the kick return? Good tackle there by Tom Fattore. They need to get back on side. Eldridge now out to Lincoln Bradley. Are they going to work it through the outside backs and then just give their platform here? Delamere breaks out of a tackle. Third tackle. Can they somehow get to the 30 or about 25 out and try and have a shot at goal? Here's the step inside from Croker. Beating several defenders, still going. Couldn't get an offload away. But if they can move to about 10 or 15 metres in, perhaps they can have a shot. And a good run there by Mariner, who's in position. The 14's in, Griffiths. We see Williams short side, breaks the tackle. Grubber picked up there by the Bulls. Although I respect the attempt there from Connor Williams, I think the play was there to the left. It was about 30 plus out, but Griffiths could have had a shot. There wasn't much pressure going his side. 2 minutes to go. And the Bulls forwards trying to just do anything they can, but the Colts defence has been very good. Fatigue setting in late in this game. Here's Lucas. Where's Fatora to put in a deep kick? They come to the short side. A little grubber into the side here. He's going to pick it up. Is he going to be put in a touch? No. And offload. And now back on the inside. The pass wasn't great, but it's a knock on by the Colts. And with 1:20 left, the Bulls are going to have the ball. And they are in great field position. Here's Colin. Do they have the shot now for Torre? Screaming for it. They take it one more. 5 out for Torre. Again yelling. But they've lost it. 57 seconds to go length of the field. Lower. Everyone fatigued, but someone needs to stand up here. In the final 45 seconds, Eldridge now out to Bradley. Is he still going? No. Asked to play the ball back on the mark. Griffiths. We've got 24 on the clock. It's 24 apiece. What's going to happen? Williams. Out. He's lower. Back on the inside. Intercepted. They have a chance if they can quickly work one back to the middle. It comes to the 6. He puts a kick through. He's going to chase, but it's going to be Eldridge to get the ball. Can he go length of the field? He's going to be wrapped up. And that's going to be time. And we play out an emphatic 24-all draw. Well, in back-to-back weeks, the 18s have delivered. The Panthers and the Dragons last week, 10 apiece. This time, the Colts and the Bulls, 24 apiece. We'll run through the try scorers for both sides. First for the Colts, we've got Ashton Nadeau with a try, 2 goals next to his name as well. Lincoln Bradley, Jack Pepinell and Kane Smith. Also Hayden Bradley with 2 goals himself. And for the Riverina Bulls, Blake Wood, Thomas Jenkins, James Morgan. And probably try of the day. We had some sensational tries, but I think the luck of the bounce, Tom Fattore, that was a shock to start the second half. And they got the Bulls right back in the game, and they went at it for the full 70 minutes here in the Under-18s Laurie Daley Cup. A draw, 24-all. Here from Kippax West Belconnen. Fantastic venue. Fantastic weather that we've had all day here in the nation's capital, and just fantastic all round. The 16s and the 18s have both delivered once again, and they look to keep delivering as we head into round 4 of the competition next week. I'll be both from Cabramatta on Saturday, and then we head way up north to Parks, more inland to that oval there, and yeah, just looking forward to bringing you the coverage only the best way that I can. So from me, James Robertson, here at Kippax West Belconnen, the 24-all draw between the Monaro Colts and the Riverina Bulls has been fantastic. Bringing you the coverage as I will next week. It's goodbye for now.